and you are Pam Bondi.
We are all more than ready, aren't we?
Yes.
I want to thank everybody for coming out on such short notice, but the U.S. Supreme Court doesn't give much notice when they take historical action. So I thought it would be a good way for us to start this little get-together today by having the boys demonstrate that they are ready to get married. I noticed that we pretty much scared a lot of people on the streets thinking that there was an actual marriage going on, and I wish that there was.
Yes.
But I think it's appropriate, given that this case was filed on April 1st, that we at least have a little fun when we are disappointed, obviously. We're very disappointed. This is a historical case. The guys are the first in the state of Florida to have filed their suit, to have won their suit, I should say, and we want to do everything we can to make sure that they're the first couple to be married in the state of Florida.
Yes.
Yes. Which is why we all gather, because there are some things that could be happening today, especially in the federal court. The case that's on appeal in the 11th Circuit. The ACLU is to be filing a motion today asking that judge to lift the stay. If that judge lifts the stay, then we're standing right in the spot where we should be.
Yep.
Right. So we might not get a lot of notice, but that's okay. Because when that comes down, we'll be ready. We've all been ready for a long time for this. So we're very disappointed. I know I've talked to the guys with the actions that Pam Bondi continues to take. We were having a chat this morning, and I think it would only be fair for the taxpayers to know how much money is the Attorney General's office spending on defending these lawsuits. I think especially since an election is coming up, we ought to know how much that is before we vote. Speaking of that, I know the guys were equally disappointed that the Attorney General's office asked for an extension of time to file their initial brief in this appeal till after the election, so that there would be no more statements on her, from her in the courts before the people had a right to vote. So we have to stay focused, and we all know what the goal is, and we're going to get there. It's obvious we're going to get there. I think that the U.S. Supreme Court spoke volumes yesterday when they declined to speak at all. And as an attorney, we know what that means. So our eye now is on the 11th Circuit. There is a case that's been filed in that appellate court. That's our appellate court. So our eyes are on that court and every other court in the state of Florida, the appeals court, that are deciding whether or not to lift this stay. In our view, the action by the U.S. Supreme Court made it even more clear that the Attorney General does not have the likelihood of success on appeal. That's one of the criteria that's required for them in order to continue a stay in this case. I think that leg just got kicked out from underneath her chair. So we are hoping that one of these courts lifts this stay immediately before Lee starts crying. So we just want to thank you all. We hope that this video gets onto Facebook and everybody shares it. Share it across the state of Florida. That's all. Ask Pam Bondi those tough questions that we have a right to know the answers to before we vote. So share it, share alike, and thank you all again for coming.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
We are ready.
We are ready? Woo!
Yes.
We're ready.
Yes.
Standing on the side of time.
Yep. We want to thank Equality Florida and Save Dade, the Save organization, for being here with us today and supporting the guys in this lawsuit. And Human Rights Commission, everybody's been super. So a big shout out to those organizations for supporting the guys and everybody else in their similar situation. So press on.
Woo-hoo.